Hi, thanks for joining me today. I'm going to be solving this graph problem from the TMUA. We want to know which of the following shows the graph of y equals 2 to the x divided by 1 plus 2 to the x, and we've got 6 options here. Now, my general strategy is to use process of elimination for these sorts of questions, and I like to start by thinking of the intercepts. So let's start with the y-intercept. So when x is 0, we get y is 2 to the 0, so it's 2 to the 0, divided by 1 plus 2 to the 0, so 1 divided by 2, which is a half. And now we look at these, and it's probably feasible that all of these have y-intercept of a half, so that unfortunately doesn't help us. And next, I would consider x-intercepts, but we can see none of these graphs have any x-intercepts, so that's not really going to help us either. Next thing, I guess, is to think about the behavior as x goes to positive and negative infinity. So let's see what happens when x goes to minus infinity. We get y is approximately 2 to the minus infinity over 1 plus 2 to the minus infinity. I'm being a bit loose with notation here. And 2 to the minus infinity is basically 0. So we get 0 over 1 plus 0, which is 0. So that means as x goes to negative infinity, in other words, as we go along the x-axis to the left, our graph should be getting closer and closer to the x-axis. So that eliminates this guy, because this is bounded by this dotted asymptote here. Same with this guy, and this guy, leaving with us with just a and b here. And we can see one of the big differences between a and b is this guy here continues to go up as x goes to positive infinity, whereas this guy is bounded. So that's what we're going to check next. What happens when x goes to infinity? Well, on the top here we get 2 to the x, which will obviously be a very large number if x is a very large number. And the bottom will also be a very large number as well. And you might go, well, what does this approach? Well, it turns out these are going to kind of cancel each other out because they're growing at the same rate. So even though the numerator is slightly smaller than the denominator, because they're going to be both huge numbers of the same magnitude, they're going to cancel out. But to just convince yourself a little bit more, let's add 1 to the top and also subtract 1 from the top. And so this is going to be the same as 1 minus 1 over 1 plus 2 to the x. And now it's a bit easier to see if x is a really large number, 2 to the x is really large, so 2 to the x plus 1 is really large. So 1 divided by it, this term here is basically going to go towards 0, and we're just left with 1. So as x goes to infinity, y goes to, not infinity, y goes to 1. And so that tells us that it must be bounded. So the answer here is A, not B. And that's how we solve graph sketching problems. Or at least this is the way I generally do it, by elimination. So let me know if you can think of any other ways to solve this problem. There's lots of other ways we could think about elimination or just actually directly sketching this graph. But let me know in the comments down below. And hopefully you have enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Have a great day.